afzwoer en Israël de PLO als Palestijnse vertegenwoordiger erkende. In 2005 verloor hij de presidentsverkiezingen van de huidige Palestijnse president Abbas. Daarop was hij kortstondig minister van Informatie. Ik vroeg Barghouti als eerste hoe hij met die onderhandelingen in gedachten kijkt naar de aanval van Hamas en wat daarop volgde.
Well, unfortunately, we would not have seen this attack or any other attack had we have a successful peace process. But regardless of the fact that Palestinians went with goodwill to the peaceful negotiations and recognized Israel, while Israel did not even recognize the Palestinian state, we ended up with an agreement that Israel refused to respect and eventually killed. And since 2014, it is the Israeli governments that have blocked any possibility even of meetings to negotiate about the future.
So are you saying that there is a justification for this Hamas attack?
I'm not justifying anything. I'm just saying that Palestinians have the right to resist the injustice. When the United States and Europeans say that Israel has the right to defend themselves, they should also say that Palestinians also have the right to defend themselves. My grandfather, my father, myself, and my daughter have lived without freedom. We didn't have a single day when we were free, and that should end. And Israel can gain nothing by continuing to occupy another people like they are doing today.
You say Palestinians in Gaza have the right to defend themselves, but this weekend Hamas did not defend, they attacked.
No, they are defending themselves against continuous Israeli attacks. But unfortunately, the media does not turn its attention to what's happening here till Israelis are hurt. I don't want Israelis to be hurt, and I don't want Palestinians to be hurt. But let me remind you, since the beginning of this year, Israel killed 248 Palestinians in the West Bank, including 40 children. This was never reported. During this period of time, Israeli illegal settlers in the occupied Palestinian territories continued to have terrorist attacks on Palestinian communities. Houses were burned, families were destroyed, roads were cut, trees were uprooted. Nothing of that was reported. This is the kind of terrible oppression we are facing here. And that's why you have Hamas. That's why you have people going to Hamas and resisting occupation. We could stop all of that if the world is just. They are supporting Ukraine, saying that they are supporting it because it is fighting occupation. In our case, nobody is supporting our struggle against occupation. On the contrary, they are supporting the occupier. And that does not help neither the Israelis nor the Palestinians.
And how does this attack affect the support for Hamas?
It increases the popularity of Hamas because people see Hamas as the organization that stood up to Israel and managed to break the hegemony of the Israeli army. For sure, that will increase their popularity. But on the other hand, the question is, why did that happen? The question that should be asked is, where is this almighty Israeli army, which suddenly disappeared and the borders were loose? These are all interesting questions, and I think they will lead to dismissing Netanyahu, who eventually will be perceived as a failing prime minister in Israel.
Talking about leadership, what kind of leadership do the Palestinians need?
I myself ran for president in 2005, and I came second in these elections. And I know exactly what kind of president we need, what kind of leader we need. We need a leader who believes in people, who's close to people, who believes in democracy, who accepts pluralism, and who allows separation of power between executive, judiciary, and legislative powers. A president who wants peace, but at the same time who wants to protect the rights of his own people. And that means who struggles for freedom of his own people or her own people. A person who can lead the struggle so that we can get free from this occupation in the most peaceful way. I am an advocate of nonviolence, but unfortunately, even when we conduct the most peaceful nonviolent resistance, we are encountered with severe oppression
Prime Minister Netanyahu warned Palestinians to leave the Gaza Strip because Israel intends to destroy Hamas.
How could Israel ask 2.2 million people to leave their homes and to leave their country? Netanyahu is declaring an act of ethnic cleansing, again, against Palestinians. I don't know how the world community can accept such statements and say nothing about it.
So in the long term, what do you believe will be the impact of this unprecedented attack?
There are two possibilities. One possibility is that because of what has happened, Israel could come to reason, and the world community would help them in understanding that it's time to end occupation. And then maybe this would break the road to really achieving true peace. That's one possibility. The other possibility is that Israel will go and invade Gaza, commit massacres there, kill thousands and thousands of Palestinians, and then this would lead to a big explosion that will eventually affect Palestinians and Israelis in a very bad way. These two possibilities are there. I hope that we will go in the first direction.
Mustafa Barghouti, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Bye.